Hey everyone, this is Carolyn Page, Superstar Director, and got some messy hair going on here. Anyway, it's good to see y'all again this week. This is our 5th week of studying this great book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, okay? And I'm like Michelle, I just highlight all the time. This week we're doing power prospecting, but before we get off on that, I want to touch base on last week. Last week our challenge was to make and share 50 samples and to order or make referral cards. And so I got my referral cards ordered. Michelle shared with me what she had done. So I've got mine ordered. I think they're coming this week. And then I posted a video where I had made our 50 samples of the Squeeze the Day, okay? And I've pretty much given all those out. Here they are. This is where I've been working on them, okay? I put them in a bag like this while I was out and about. And I think I pretty much got them all shared. I've got a few left in here, but I showed you where we have our list and we check them off, and most of them are checked off. So I need to go back and update some of them, but most of them are checked off because I hit Mayfield Friday. And then I think I got distracted and didn't finish checking everything off. But I will. I'll get that done. All right. Enough of that. That was our challenge for last week. So this week we're talking about prospecting. All about recruiting. And this month is the month to be doing it, right? I'm sorry. I'm having to wear my glasses to so I can see. But this month with the $15 deal, this is a really good time to be sharing this. So power prospecting helps us build our rock star teams and helps us remain successful long term. And in our business, you know that if our downline doesn't remain active by putting in $200 order every month, 1 month out of every 4 months, then they are deactivated. And the reality of all of it is that we're going to have people that sign up just to get the kit, kidnappers. We're going to have people sign up that are hobbyists that want to do the business for them and their families. And then maybe I need to put them back on, huh? Scare everybody. Anyway, but they're going to join just to be hobbyists, to get product for themselves and for their family and for their friends. And those are the ones that are probably religiously going to put in an order every 4 months. You know, sometimes though they get started and they don't. This happens a lot, not sometimes, but they get started with the business. Their intent is to do that, but they end up, ooh, I like this check. Ooh, I think I might want to pay off my car, that kind of thing. And so they get the bug and they decide to work it. But we need to be prepared for all of the above. Every day we need to be recruiting. You know, for us, even superstar directors, we have to sell 500 every month to be paid on our downline. And all the other numbers that I have referred to in the streams of income, all of those other numbers have to fall into place. And you all have the same thing for your title, where you're at, your rank that you're at. You've got the same thing that you need to look at what you need to reach to be successful in your business and to be able to advance, okay? And so we're constantly building, we're constantly sharing, and that's what it's all about. And when we start our Scentsy business, we go into the business of talking to people, whether we like to talk or not, and y'all obviously can tell that I like to talk. And but when we first started, and the very first, I don't know what that was about, and the very first show that we did, event, it was a home and garden show in Louisville, and Louisville, Kentucky. And I would kind of sit in the back, you know, doing paperwork and stuff. And Gary was out at the end of our booth, and he turned around and said to me, if I had any feelings, they'd have been hurt, because people just kept walking by. They had no idea what Scentsy was, and they didn't care what it was. But he and I both have gotten out of our comfort zone and talked to everybody about everything. Okay. And I even had, and I may have said this already in a previous video, but I had a guy come up at the big show we do in February, and he said, you know, you're not out at the edge of your booth aggravating people and stuff. I said, no, you either want Scentsy or you don't. You know, I'll talk to you about it. And he said, and you sit here and talk to people about their families and stuff. I said, yep. We go on. A lot of people just come up and talk to me. I guess I have a face of like, I can tell her anything. You would be surprised at what I've been told at these things. But I digress. Okay, so in our business, we have to get to where we like to talk to people, because that's where we're going to be able to connect with people and build our business. And the more we talk, the faster we can grow our teams and our business, okay? And the more we talk, the more confident we become about sharing our business. And for all you newbies, a lot of this philosophy with Scentsy and a lot of the Scentsy jargon would just roll right out. At first, it's like, oh, I don't know if I can get all this, but then it just all flows out, okay? But we are in the business of sifting and sorting. Every day we're sifting, we're panning for gold, and we're looking for that rock star, okay? So think of it like a waiter pouring coffee. And, you know, everybody, not everybody wants coffee, but he or she keeps offering it to everybody. You want some coffee? You want some coffee? No, that's fine. They're not offended by it at all. They just keep sharing. And that's how we need to think about it, that way. And everybody that you talk to, they're going to fall into 3 categories. Everybody. They can be a consultant, they can be a customer, or they can be a connector. The consultant, of course, somebody you would add to your team, okay, when you're talking with them. The customer, if they're not interested in joining right now, but they want to buy the product, great. You can add them to your business as your customer. And then I guess everybody that you add to your business is what I'm trying to get across to you. But anyway, the third would be they can be a connector. They can learn what we do. They can figure out what we're doing with the business. And if they don't want to have anything to do with the business, they may know somebody and they can talk for us. And then they'll be our connection to someone else. Okay? And we've had that in the past. Like when we first started, one of the gals we signed up in Louisville knew people in Maryland, or somebody they knew people in Maryland. So we used to have a really big group up in that area, into New York, Maryland, Virginia, all in that area. And less now, but they still come back with us. But so those 3 ways, the 3 C's. The 3 C's. Everyone that we can plug into our business as one of those, okay? So make it a goal to reach out to 5 new people every day. You can track them by putting 5 check marks in your planner, or our consultants, we send them a little notebook or a little fat notebook our new recruits, we send them those for them to keep up with their mileage or any notes or any orders. What I do is, as I get orders every day, I use my planner, but I go to that day and I write down who it is and what they want it, and then I can refer back to that. I can go back and make sure I've got everybody checked off and I've got everything done. I've got a couple of those I got to do from last week, okay? But track some way of how you're sharing the business with 5 people every day, okay? Brand new contacts can be tracked by having 5 samples attached to your business card that you hand out, and when all the cards are gone, you're done. But be sure and ask for their info so that you can follow up with them, okay? Ask them how they like their sample, or ask them if they need to place an order, or what they think about the business, or anything like that, okay? And where do you find these people? Well, you can find them by number one, revisiting your customers. You go back and ask them how they're loving their products, and ask them if they, if they're interested in maybe joining your team, or interested in the business, and tell them what perks we can get. I let them know we don't really get a discount. I guess you can look at it like we get paid 25% commission on it. So somebody posted that the other day, that where else can you get a 25% discount on what you buy? And that's true, but you're paying full price unless. And this is what I tell all of our people to do, and this is what I share to anyone that I'm sharing the business. We put orders in where we've collected all these little orders. We get our $200 order, we put it in, we get our free and half price stuff. That way I've got stuff I can use, but mainly I can use it to resell at full price at our events that we do. So that helps you with that. Okay, number 2, revisit past prospects or former business builders when something is new. Like right now. Actually, I think maybe it started last June, July maybe, the reinstatement kits. People that wanted to reactivate whenever they came back to the business, we would always tell them, order you a pack of catalogs, but order the showcase brochures. If you've still got your order forms, you're good. If not, get you some order forms and get you one set of mini testers. You're done. That was about $50, okay? So now they can sign back, reactivate, not sign back up, but reactivate, and they can get that $59 kit if they've been out for 6 months or longer. So something that you can share with former business partners, or people that were in your downline, or people that were in Cincy under somebody else that wants to come back under you, that kind of thing. The other thing that's new right now that you can share is the $15 deal. And what we're doing is, I made up this brochure here, and it's got the specials for the Father's Day thing, but well, this isn't the one that I made it up on. It's somewhere else. Anyway, I made this up this week, and I've been sharing it when I've been sharing my samples. Oh, it's in a box. But I used it at an event last weekend, and it's got the $15 deal, the $59 deal, and the $99 deal. And so all of that's on there, and you can share that with people, okay? That's something you can do when you revisit past prospects or former business builders. Number 3, go through your phone and your Facebook contacts. You can go through there and think about, see people that you think might be a good prospect for you, and call them up and say you just want to share some exciting news with them. And now, one thing that this gal keeps saying is, I'm building my business in your area. That is some of the lines that she uses. I shouldn't say it that way, but some of the verbiage that she uses. And my business is building in your area, and I wanted to share it with you and see if I could pick your brain for ideas on how to build there, and who you might know that would be interested. things like that. She gives you some ideas of what you can use. But yeah, go through your Facebook contacts and your phone. There's all kinds of people there, right? This is all stuff I'm going to get right on it, okay? Number 4, lifestyle networking. Now, this amounts to, like you run into somebody, you've got some really cute kids. Where do they go to school? You know, that kind of thing. And then I've offer them a sample and tell them that, you know, you'd like to give them that gift. If it's the new laundry samples that are out, those would be great. The washer whiffs, that would be great. And tell them, you know, I want you to try this. And if you don't mind, give me your information so I can call you and check and see how it's working for you. That kind of thing. She calls that lifestyle networking. Okay, number 5, parties and virtual parties. Reach out and ask your friends if they'll host a party for you. When we actually joined Scentsy, the office that I worked in, the gal that answered the phone for me, our telephone receptionist, I went out there and told her, I said, I'm thinking I want to join this company, but I need to sell 500 in my first 15 days. Will you host a party for me? A tote party. Well, at the time we called it a basket party. And we literally got 3 baskets and took those big honking testers and divided them, each category, divided them amongst the 3. And we took one to the office and she took it home with her. My husband took one to his work and her husband took one to his work, and we rocked it. She sold like $900. And I'm sure I've told y'all that in another video, but I can't stress enough. So just ask somebody to host a party for you, okay? And then those people, you know, tell them to invite them. You'll do all the work, and then you can share your products and your business. But be sure that you're going at it as sharing the business. They're going to love the product, okay? Social media. And we are paid to be storytellers. And that's absolutely right. So mix up your personal and your inspirational post with a little bit of business on your Facebook pages, okay? I'll post some stuff about family, but then I'll post just once a day is all I do. Maybe I should do more, but I want people to look at our Facebook page. I don't want them to not ever look at anything, you know, if I'm going to take time to post it. So, and they all say they think that me and Gary are gone all the time because, you know, we are a lot, but they're wondering, where are you traveling this year? Well, I'm going to Austin, Texas. That's where I'm going this year. Last year we went on a cruise. This year we are going to Austin, Texas for Scentsy Family Reunion. I've never been to Austin, so it's going to be an adventure. We're going to drive, okay? So number 7, networking groups and chamber events. And this is creating strategic business relationships. And it allows you to meet others out in the community. And we have done some of that through the chamber. We are chamber members, but I joined mainly so we could use their meeting room for our team. And then our local team quit. I mean, it was down to the same 4 of us, so we quit doing that, and we started doing the chats and the Facebook, and that works better. But you can use the chamber events. One of our downline directors, she joins the chamber in every town that she's been in, and she has recruited from that. So that's some food for thought. You can also use the chamber for ideas of where to even get events, okay? Number 8, another place to get people is at events. And she's talking like at holiday parties and that kind of thing. I don't know about that. We use our events that we pay, like, you know, our home and garden shows and our fair that we do. We use those to get our referrals or our recruits. But we're looking for people that we can ask them Do you know somebody you can refer to us with our business? Okay, so events was another one. Number 9, people who provide you a service, like your waiter at, and what we do is we leave a sample and an ink pen. I don't have one of those in here, but the Scentsy ink pens, you've seen those before. And then I had some new ones made up that are just a darker purple with another company, but it's got our information on it. And you can leave that with them. Or she says here, thank you for your great service. I'm looking for people like you for my business. Can we exchange information? And so, and then try to set aside a time to chat. Well, most of the time when we're doing that, we're traveling, which is number 10. So when we're traveling, I've talked to people on planes. I think some people take scent circles and stuff with them to give away, and I'm not sure how much they get back on that. We don't do that, but I do have those samples with me, and always carry catalogs and ink pens, okay? And I showed y'all on our samples, we started putting our label on the back of them, so our information's on there. But that's a great place to do it. Strike up a conversation with people on planes or in hotels, in the lobby. Got a really good customer in the lobby of she worked for the hotel. It's when my dad was sick and we were staying at this hotel, and she signed up later, much later. She's become inactive, but she still is a customer. So, just sharing the business with everybody. And then number 11, creating your own list. And she says to grab a sheet of paper and a pen and write down every name that comes to mind, and create your contact list, which we've talked about that before. She even says to go back and look at old yearbooks, at the phone books, invitation list, the yellow pages. And as you go through each profession, accountant, banker, chiropractor, that kind of thing, your list will be ever growing as you encounter people and think of people. So always keep a notepad and a pen nearby as you continue to grow your list. I would put that list in the back of my planner or in your little fat notebook, okay? So you got it with you. When you think of something, write it down. Network marketing, by its very nature, requires you to talk to large numbers of people. And she challenges us to make a list of at least 200 names. And think about who is ambitious, who's successful, and would want to build financial freedom. And posture is all about knowing what you have. No stress, no overhead, no employees, low investment, huge potential. And where else can you invest? She says less than $1,000. Where else can you invest $100 and have the potential of making a living off of it? And she said, don't beg and don't chase, which I totally agree. And a former Scentsy executive told me, even in our recruiting packs, she said, I wouldn't be real elaborate with that. Hand them a business card. If they're sincerely interested in joining, all they need is a business card with your information on it. Giving them all this stuff. And I found out after that, because I did at the fair, I had packets made up and they could see. And I had, like I showed you the other day, my packets, they're all in the car. That's a good place for them, isn't it? But, I had my ink pen stuck on this thing like this. It was a fancier pen. But I had those lined up. I handed out every one of them. Not one of them joined. Okay? But all I had on the inside of them was a showcase brochure, not even a catalog. It was a showcase brochure, a sample of wax, and that ink pen. Probably the most expensive thing I had was that ink pen. And Yeah, none of them joined. Oh, I had the FAQ about joining that I've shared with y'all as well. But anyway, she says, once you've created your list, think like a CEO. Star your top 20 people and call that your dream team candidates. And think of the savviest, most well-connected, respected individuals you know, the influencers. And don't prejudge anybody. And then she goes on to share a good example of the story of the $50 million mistake. Somebody that she and her mother both had thought about asking to join, but they didn't get around to it. And then that gal shows up at one of their meetings. And that gal was a rock star. That's happened in Cincy, and I'm sure more than once, but there is a very big superstar director that was a customer for years, and she decided to join after someone asked her, but it wasn't the one that she had been buying from. Someone else asked her. The one she had been buying from never asked. And so, oh, I'm glad that wasn't me. But anyway, it happens, okay? Excuse me. Don't prejudge anyone. Remember, if we share what we're doing with everyone, they can all plug in as a customer, consultant, or help us in creating our new connections. But they can only do that if they know what you're doing or what I'm doing, and if we share our story with them, okay? And make it our mantra. Sharing with 5 contacts a day keeps leads coming our way, okay? Sharing with 5 contacts a day keeps leads coming our way. And remember to keep your, this is what she says. I do this. I don't know if I do the first part right, but remember to keep your mind and your mouth open, then your business is open, and the whole world is a lead, okay? So that was power prospecting. Now, our challenge for this next week, sharing with 5 contacts a day. Oh, I'm rereading that. Here we go. It's over here. 5 new peeps every day, and sharing the business with them, and track how you do that or how many you've done that with. And remember, I said just put checks in there if you've talked with them about joining, or if you shared the sample with them with your business card, and try to get their information. Okay, so that's 5 new contacts every day, and track them. And then the other one is carry your mini testers, which we don't have mini testers anymore. What I'm going to do is carry my bag of the transition testers. I'm going to put them in a the clear bag. I've moved all those so that they're not right under my feet, so they're over there on the other side of the table. But I'm going to I carry them with me every day, but not everybody sees them. But what the challenge is to carry them with you. And when people ask you what those are those lipsticks? No, it's Scentsy. And share the business with them. And that's going to get you some new customers and possibly some new recruits for your team, okay? So, if you haven't done your homework for last week, post that, okay? And your samples, your 50 samples. And then this next week, I want you to take pics of you and your mini testers and who you might be sharing them with, okay? Where you are when you do it, and post those on your team page, okay? So, I hope y'all have a great week, and remember, this is a great book. Hope you're studying with us. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.